Come on.
I also will laugh at your calamity.
God will what?
Laugh at your calamity.
God said He gonna laugh at you. When you in trouble and you in a lot of pain and suffering, He gonna laugh at you. That's what calamity is. He gonna laugh at you. Come on.
I will mock.
What?
I will mock.
What?
I will mock.
God said He's gonna mock. Come on.
When your fear comes.
When you in fear, God is gonna mock you. In other words, you fearing for your life, and you talking about, oh God, help me. God is saying, oh yeah, oh God, help me. Yeah, now you want me to help you? When I gave you a chance before, now you want me to help you? He's gonna mock you. That's clear. Yeah.
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
Meaning when you by yourself, when you desolate, when you by yourself and that destruction comes as a whirlwind, ain't nothing gonna be able to stop that destruction coming upon you. Ain't nothing gonna be able to stop whatever's meant to happen to you to happen. God is gonna allow it. Come on.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you, come on.
Then shall they call upon me.
You're gonna call upon God, come on.
But I will not answer.
He ain't gonna answer. He gonna ignore you. Come on.
They shall seek me early.
They shall what?
Seek me early.
Seek Him early, come on.
But they shall not find.
You ain't gonna be able to find Him. Why? Because the time that you had to get yourself right, the time that you had to get yourself together, you did that to it. You damn shunned it away. So let's go back to this comment. Let's read this right here. Again. There would be no need for it if y'all didn't come at us disrespectful. If y'all would stop that proud sugar honey iced tea and be more spiritual, y'all would see that we ain't much different from y'all. Let me tell you something. Come back over here, Cameron. There's a big difference between us. We're going to show you the difference. Get 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. This is the big difference. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, let's read that.
Now I beseech you, brother,
God, through Paul, our forefather Paul, speaking in the spirit of Christ, is saying what?
Now I beseech you, brother.
He's begging the brothers, come on,
by the name of our Lord, Jesus Christ.
by the name of our Lord, Jesus Christ, the Almighty Yahweh, come on,
That we all speak the same thing.
and we what?
All speak the same thing.
And we what?
All speak the same thing.
And we all speak the same thing. The difference between us and you niggas is y'all don't speak what we speak. There is a big difference. A big difference. You don't speak the same thing we speak. What is God's name? How was God brought into the earth? We asked y'all 7 questions, y'all still ain't responding.
Right.
7 questions to ask an anti-Christ, y'all still ain't responding. Y'all probably waiting for us to give you the answer. And then comment on it. And then go try to teach it. We ain't gonna do that.
Wait for y'all to answer first, so we can put the right answer out there.
We supposed to be speaking the same thing. In other words, when you see the Israelite Church of God and Jesus Christ on the streets of New York and all 5 boroughs, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, Long Island, you hearing the same teaching you're going to hear when you go to North Philly, West Philly, South Philly. You hearing the same teaching.
Camden,
When you go to Camden, New Jersey,
Jersey City,
you hear
Newark,
New Jersey, on Broad Street.
Right.
You hearing the same thing. You hearing the same thing. When you go to Baltimore, you hearing the same thing. When you go to DC, you hearing the same thing. When you go to North Carolina, you hearing the same thing. When you go into Miami and Orlando and Fort Myers and West Palm Beach, you hearing the same thing. When you go into Oklahoma City, you hearing the same thing. When you go into Tulsa, you hearing the same thing. When you go into Minneapolis, Minnesota, you hearing the same thing. When you go into Nebraska, Omaha, you hearing the same thing. When you go into Portland, Oregon, you hearing the same thing. Candleland, you hearing the same thing. The Dominican Republic, you hearing the same thing. Trinidad and Tobago, you hearing the same thing. Anywhere we at, you hearing the same thing. That's what Paul was talking about. Y'all niggas don't teach what we teach. So that sets the difference. That sets them up. The knowledge is what separates us. Besides the garments. When you see us out there in that all black, or in the beautiful red and white garments, or the white and gold, or the apostles and chief high priests in their glorious royal garments. That's what sets the difference between us and y'all niggas. Y'all niggas is bugs and insects. Y'all on a roach level.